This isn't just a story. It's a chilling truth whispered around school corridors about a student who never made it past his final goodbye. This is the last day of school horror story. The final bell rang at Springhill High. Students cheered, lockers slammed, and halls filled with laughter. But Arjun, he walked the other way toward the basement staircase. There was an old legend that the basement under the science block was sealed for a reason. Arjun, curious and alone, decided to find out why. He found a locked door chained from the outside. But next to it, etched on the wall, was a message, "Don't wake him." As he turned to leave, the chains rattled. The lock dropped to the ground. The door slowly creaked open by itself. Arjun stepped inside. Cold. Silent. Suddenly, his flashlight flickered, and in that brief moment, he saw it. A face without eyes. Just skin. He screamed. Ran. But no sound reached the upper floor. His voice was swallowed by the concrete walls. No one noticed he was gone until the next year. In the next year's yearbook, Arjun's photo was missing. But someone else's face had appeared in his place, faceless. Blank. Students say if you enter the basement on June 13th and look into the dark, you'll see someone else staring back. But he has no eyes. And now no name. So if your school has a basement you're not allowed to enter, don't get curious. Some doors open only once. And some never close again. It was supposed to be the happiest day of their lives, the last day of high school. In a foggy town nestled deep in the Himalayan foothills, 5 students stayed late after class for one final memory. But none of them knew something or someone had been waiting for them all along. Riya, Sagar, Meenal, Roshan, and Anuj, 5 classmates, 5 friends, laughing in the empty school hallway. They were taking photos, scribbling memories on the classroom walls. The laughter echoed a little too long in the corridors as if someone else was chuckling with them. Meenal clicked a group photo with her old DSLR, just one picture. But when she checked the preview, there were 6 people. One boy, half smiling, stood in the back. No one had seen him before. He wasn't in the class. He wasn't in the school. He wasn't alive. The friends ran through the school. Every classroom, every corridor, every stairwell, they checked everything. No one else was there. But the 6th boy kept appearing in every mirror they passed. Anuj remembered something. Years ago, a student named Arav had gone missing after detention. Last seen entering the basement storage room, the school sealed it forever. Until now, because the lock was broken open. Inside, they found old records, ripped uniforms, and a wall covered in names scratched with fingernails. The last name etched into the brick was Anuj, freshly carved, blood still wet. Anuj froze. "I've never told you all," he whispered, "but I saw him. I saw Arav years ago. He was crying behind the science lab, but I just ran." A cold breath hit their necks. Arav had been waiting, and now he wanted someone else to stay. They ran. They didn't look back. They swore never to speak of that day. But the next morning, Anuj's house was empty. His phone, his clothes, his farewell gift, all untouched. Only the photo remained, now with 5 friends, and Arav smiling. They say Arav never wanted revenge. He just wanted a friend, one to stay with him forever, and on every last day of school since then. Another name appears on the wall. The last day of school is usually filled with laughter, pranks, and promises of summer. But sometimes it's filled with silence. Sometimes the last goodbye is really the last. This story is based on true events that took place in a rural school that no longer exists. Officially. But those who were there, those who remember, will never forget what happened. It was June 12, 2004. The final bell was supposed to ring at 1 p.m., but on that day, it rang at 1:17. Exactly 17 minutes late. The teachers looked confused. Some students had already left, but in room 4B, 7 students were held back by Mrs. Ghosh, the strictest teacher in school. She said they had unfinished business. None of them were seen again. After the disappearances, the school was shut down for renovations. A construction crew found a narrow trapdoor beneath room 4B's wooden floor. It led to a long-forgotten basement. Inside were dozens of dusty desks, old school records, and scratch marks along the walls as if someone or something had tried to claw their way out. The school's principal turned over CCTV footage to the police. Most of it had been mysteriously wiped, except for a 28-second clip. It showed the 7 students sitting silently in class, eyes locked on the blackboard. The strange part? The teacher wasn't there. No one was, but all the students were nodding simultaneously like they were listening to something or someone. Mrs. Ghosh vanished after the incident. Years later, an urban explorer found her abandoned home deep in the forest. On her walls were pinned photos of every student from room 4B with their eyes burned out. In the living room was a small chalkboard. One phrase was written over and over: "Class dismissed when the debt is paid." In 2021, a new school was built over the ruins. On its last day, at exactly 1:17 p.m., a teacher reported that 7 names appeared on her attendance sheet students that were never registered. Their names? The same 7 who vanished in 2004. The staff dismissed it as a glitch. But that teacher? She never returned after summer break. To this day, no one knows what happened to those students or Mrs. Ghosh. But if you ever hear the bell ring after the final period, if it rings late, don't stay behind. Just walk away, because some classes are never meant to end.